The Caterpillar D11, the bulldozer that moves mountains. If you've never operated heavy equipment before, it's hard to understand just how massive some machines really are. Pictures don't do them justice. Videos don't do them justice. And standing next to one doesn't fully prepare you for what you're looking at. Because some machines aren't just equipment, they're industrial giants. And few machines represent that better than the Caterpillar D11. For decades, the D11 has been one of the most respected bulldozers in the world. Not because it's the biggest machine ever built, not because it's the fastest, but because it gets work done day after day, year after year, in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Open pit mines, massive earth-moving projects, oil sands operations, coal mines, copper mines, road construction, and projects so large they can be seen from space. The D11 has helped build them all. But to understand why the D11 became legendary, you first have to understand what a bulldozer actually does. Most people think a bulldozer just pushes dirt. That's true, but it's also a huge oversimplification. A bulldozer is often the first machine on a job site. It's responsible for moving material, building roads, maintaining haul roads, clearing land, creating working surfaces, supporting mining operations, and helping every other piece of equipment do its job. Without dozers, many mining operations would shut down. Without dozers, excavators struggle. Without dozers, haul trucks lose efficiency. The bulldozer is often the machine that keeps everything moving. And when the jobs become enormous, you need enormous machines. That's where the D11 enters the picture. The original D11 arrived during the 1980s. Mining companies were growing rapidly. Demand for coal, copper, iron ore, and other resources was exploding. Projects were getting larger every year, and Caterpillar recognized something important. Companies needed a machine capable of moving more material with fewer passes. The answer was bigger horsepower, bigger blades, bigger undercarriages, and bigger productivity. The D11 immediately became one of the most productive dozers on Earth. Today, modern D11 models produce over 850 horsepower. Think about that for a second. A modern Mustang GT makes around 480 horsepower. A D11 produces nearly double that. But unlike a Mustang, the D11 isn't trying to go fast. It's trying to push thousands of pounds of material continuously for hours. Every single component is built around that mission. The engine, the transmission, the tracks, the hydraulics, everything exists for one purpose: moving earth. One of the most important parts of any bulldozer is the blade, and the D11's blade is massive. Depending on configuration, it can move huge amounts of material in a single pass. A skilled operator can push enormous windrows of dirt, rock, coal, or overburden. That's where productivity comes from. Less time, fewer passes, more material moved. And in mining, every second matters. Because downtime costs money. Lots of money. A large mine can move hundreds of thousands of tons of material every day. If equipment stops moving, production stops. That's why reliability is everything. And Caterpillar built its reputation around reliability. Mining companies don't care how cool a machine looks. They care whether it starts every morning. They care whether it finishes its shift. They care whether it keeps making money. The D11 became famous because it does exactly that. Operators regularly put thousands of hours on these machines. Some D11s work nearly around the clock. 2 operators, 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year after year. And that kind of workload destroys weak equipment. The D11 survives because it's built for punishment. Then there's the undercarriage. Ask any experienced operator or mechanic and they'll tell you. The undercarriage is one of the most important and expensive parts of a dozer. Tracks, rollers, idlers, sprockets. These components absorb unbelievable amounts of stress, especially in mining operations. The D11's undercarriage is designed to handle that punishment. Because without a strong undercarriage, all that horsepower means nothing. Then there's the rear ripper. Most people focus on the blade, but the ripper is just as important. The giant ripper tooth on the back of the D11 can break hard ground before the machine pushes it. Rock, compacted soil, hard material. The ripper helps prepare it for excavation and earth moving. Without ripping, some material would be difficult or impossible to move efficiently. That's why operators often spend part of the day ripping and part of the day pushing. The two systems work together. And then there are the operators themselves. A lot of people think operating a bulldozer is easy. It isn't, especially a machine like the D11. The best operators understand blade control, material flow, slope management, machine balance, ground conditions, and production efficiency. A great operator can move significantly more material than an inexperienced one. That's why experienced mining operators are highly respected. They're not just driving. They're managing production. Every pass matters. Every movement matters. Every decision affects efficiency. And modern D11 does make the job easier than ever. Today's machines feature advanced GPS systems, grade control, production monitoring, touchscreen displays, camera systems, and machine health monitoring. Some systems allow operators to achieve incredible grading accuracy. Technology has completely changed heavy equipment. But even with all the electronics, operator skill still matters. A lot. Then came the D11T, one of the most successful versions of the machine. Improved comfort, improved reliability, improved productivity. Many operators consider it one of Caterpillar's best large mining dozers. Then Caterpillar introduced the D11 XE, and this machine represented the future. Instead of a traditional mechanical drivetrain, the D11 XE uses electric drive technology that improves efficiency, reduces fuel consumption, and increases productivity. For mining companies, those improvements are enormous, because fuel costs alone can be massive. When you're operating giant machines every day, small efficiency improvements become huge savings. And that's why Caterpillar continues investing heavily in technology. Because mining never stops evolving. Neither do the machines. Today, D11s operate all over the world. Australia, Canada, Chile, Indonesia, South Africa, the United States, and countless other locations. Wherever massive amounts of material need moving, there's a good chance a D11 is nearby. And despite all the new technology, all the new designs, and all the new competition, the D11 remains one of the most respected bulldozers ever built. Not because it's flashy, not because it's exciting, but because it works. And in heavy equipment, that's what matters most. The Caterpillar D11 wasn't built to impress people. It was built to move mountains. And after decades of doing exactly that, it became a legend. Like and subscribe for more heavy equipment documentaries.